My buddy Rohan has selected an unknown white wine for me to blind taste. Let's see how this goes. All right, white wine, decent amount of color. I wouldn't call it super dark. Mostly just pale lemon, a little bit of green, tiny little bit of gold. The aromatics are almost kind of candied. It's almost like the candied version of fruit, but there's definitely a little bit of citrus. It's very floral. I'm really getting like honeysuckle, like white blossom. I would say there's peach, but it's almost like peach rings, like candied peach. There's even maybe a little bit of like orange oil or orange blossom. So a little bit more citrus, but it's also like citrus flower. Yeah, it's definitely candied, floral, pretty aromatic, citrus and stone fruit. The aromas are actually pretty deep. Let's get a little bit more of a swirl. Wow, that's pretty fruity. It really almost has like that peach, lime, citrus, orange blossom. Fairly intense. Man, the acid is pretty high. My mouth is really watering when I drink the wine overall. I would say it almost has a perfume quality to it. Like it almost smells like the perfume counter at the mall or something like that. So I'm kind of honing in on some grape varieties. I'm thinking like an aromatic, maybe even like a high elevation or cooler climate, something like that, kind of a wine. That lifted acidity tells me it's probably a cool area or somewhere high elevation. There's not a ton of body, there's not a ton of color, but there is a ton of acid, a ton of aromatics, and the flavor is pretty intense. But again, what I'm really honing in on is it's like that candy, almost like a candied version of the wine. So I'm kind of thinking this is going to be in the aromatic white wine family. Possible conclusions at this point would be like Torrontés from Argentina, maybe Muscat, maybe something in that family of really highly aromatic white wines. I think if it were Gewürztraminer, it would have more of like the lychee and it would have way lower acid and higher alcohol. I'm not getting a ton of alcohol in this wine. It also doesn't quite have the thickness of Gewürz, even though it has the aromatic intensity. Yeah, really perfumey. Lime candy, peach rings, orange blossom, citrus stone fruit candy, acid. Really floral. It's like my mouth is just gushing when I'm drinking this wine. It's kind of a I have a feeling I know what this is. I'm not super confident, but given that it has all the aromatic intensity, but all of the acid, I think it's in that high aromatic white family. But like I said, I don't think it's Gewürztraminer. I don't think it's Muscat because it doesn't quite have that super strong orange. I am leaning towards Torrontés, and I think because of the acid, it's high elevation. So I'm going to get really specific and say that this is Torrontés from the Salta region of Argentina in South America. And that is going to be my final answer. All right, let's do the reveal. Let's see what this one is. I went with Torrontés from Argentina. We'll see. Oh my God, it is Torrontés from Salta in Argentina. We hit that one. That was a really good pick. Torrontés is a permitted grape variety in a blind tasting exam, but it's definitely not common. It's one of the main white wines you see in Argentina. I'll be honest with you, I don't drink a lot of this grape, but it's so unique, and I think that's how I was able to hone in on it. Really good pick. I should be drinking more Torrontés. Let me know if you guys drink this grape variety, and what grape did you think this was today?